Is the commitment to football, baseball, wrestling, what's the harder sport? You've done them all. What's the hardest physical sport?
Wrestling, of course, wrestling. They're all, wrestling is a team sport, but it's more of an individual sport. It's all, it depends how hard you push yourself. It's the running in the morning and, running after you lose, or doing that extra push-up or sit-up.
And tell me how much you've learned. You said you learned a lot in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade in wrestling.
6th, 7th, 8th grade, it was, a short, tubby little kid. I wasn't real all that, skinny, but, I'd come up here and I'd get fed to the older guys, if they were getting tired, my dad would say, hey, you throw Brett in there and kick his butt a little bit, and they did. Keith, Sloan, and Will, and anybody else who was around. Nathan Vanderven, lots of wrestlers. I watch film just to learn, because it's a good way to learn.
So you watch the film of your matches?
Oh yeah, I have every single match on film, just about every single match that's filmed by our personal photographer. His name's Norm Coop. He's awesome.
Do you actually say, I should have used this move? Do you use it to decide what move you should have done, or your technique, or?
Technique, if I've lost, I'll look at that to see, what did I do wrong, what should I have done. Takedowns for sure, setups. Setups is when, you're setting them up, see, get their leg to move that way and shoot. Just little things like that. Pinning combinations, what I could have done, what I should have done.
1982, I believe, since Port Townsend High School's one and only state wrestling champion. So, tell me again about that.
One state champion, I watched my brother in the state finals. I've watched my other brother in the semifinals. And I've seen, they've wanted it so bad, and it's kind of a family thing. We want that gold medal, and that's what I'm going to be pushing for.
And you think about it every day?
I think about it every night before I go to bed in school. Try not to think about it too much.
Jason, Johnson, Brett Johnson, and Keith Johnson's older brother, and wrestling's really been the fabric of our family for many, many years. And it's not many nights goes by when we're all together, when there's not a wrestling match in our living room. And my mom's been in there included, so no one's escaped, and my sister Kyla as well. So it's been a pretty cornerstone piece of just growing up. We have got high hopes this year. Keith has come very close, being 2nd and 3rd in state. I was 4th, and of course Brett was 3rd last year and 8th the year before, and so we're hoping that maybe he can seal the deal this year. So just crossing our fingers and hoping that he works hard and things work out. So.
My dad was a wrestling coach. My brothers didn't wrestle, but then I married a guy who was a wrestler. I met him at Central when he was wrestling, and so we've been doing the wrestling thing for 30-some years.
Wrestlers.
There's 4 of them, and one of them was a state champion, and Joe was 3rd in the state. And it's just been, that was, for a long time, that was our yearly vacation. That we went to Moses Lake for the state wrestling meet. From the time the kids were freshmen clear through, and then they moved it to Tacoma.
I've enjoyed coaching all 3 boys. It's going to be more upsetting for Mom than it is for me, probably, because I can always come back. And, maybe we'll get one of them back into it one of these days.
What kind of work ethic has all the Johnsons? What kind of work ethic has Brett, has he shown?
He's got a good work ethic. He's got very good. They work real hard. They get up early in the morning. They run to school. They lift weights all year round. They go to camps. They've got a very good work ethic, and that's why they're successful.
And he studies film. Have all the wrestlers studied film?
That started pretty much with Keith. Keith would go over and over and over film. Jason not so much, but Keith started, and Brett does the same thing. They're always looking for things that they're doing wrong or things they can do better. So.
And Tacoma Dome?
Let's hope. We're just not going to say anything right now. I'm just going to hope.
Tacoma Dome, here we come.